What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and real quick, I just want to say, tomorrow for the events, I already took a look at the events. Tomorrow for the events, there's going to be a spending rebate, okay? Now, the 4th Raikage is going to be in the events tomorrow. He's generally an ingots-only ninja. So, most likely, you're going to get his frags from the spending rebate. Meaning, if you plan on recharging in order to get some of his frags from the spending rebate, make sure you do that today while we still have the recharge rebate available, okay? Just so that you guys know, if you're going to recharge, do it today while we still have the recharge rebate available before tomorrow's spending. Okay, so the topic of the video, as I'm sure you guys can tell from the title and the thumbnail, is going to be Jinin Akebino. Jinin Akebino. We're going to be taking a look at Jinin Akebino. Now, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with Jinin. When I first read his kit, he seemed like one of those ninja that I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe we could do some pretty cool things with him. Maybe we could come up with like an Earth Blitz team with him. That was my first thought. Okay, that was my first thought. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that is actually going to be the case. And I was a little disappointed in that. He's not as good as a ninja as I thought he was going to be. But anyway, enough about that. I'll let you guys make your own decision. Let's take a look at him. So I only have him up to yellow +1 right now because I kind of ran out of the materials for Awakening. And like I said, when I tried him out, he just really wasn't all that strong, so I didn't want to waste the Awakening materials on him. But at yellow plus, or gold +1, whatever you want to call it. His life growth, 1900, that's pretty good. That's actually a very, very strong amount right there. His attack growth is 1000. Resistance growth is 1100. So those two are pretty good. His ninjutsu and defense is pretty bad. If you were to get him up into the reds, that attack growth would probably be somewhere around 12 to 1300. So he'd have a pretty good attack, and his resistance would be up probably around 1400 or so. So both of those would be pretty good. He does have a strong attack. I'm not taking that away from him. He has a strong attack. It's just not quite as strong as I thought it was going to be. So there we go. There are his stats. So let's take a look at his mystery here. Causes damage to the selected opponent's units, low float, and tag. After using the skill, he will have 0 technique points. Now that comes into play a little bit later with some of his kit here. Passive, or a standard attack, attacks the opponent's unit in the front row, will cancel all their buffs and shields, which is really, really good. And then, moreover, this skill has a chance of causing knockdown. So I really loved his standard attack here, which is what I thought was one of the things that could make him really strong. His first chase and attack, knockdown, causes low float. This unit will get half a technique point. If there are other Ito Tensei units in your lineup, this skill can be triggered twice, meaning you can get a full technique point if you get off that chase twice. Then he also has a high combo, a triggered at 20 combo, causes light damage to the entire opponent's lineup, and he'll get a technique point, which means if you get off all 3 of these chases together, he can get 2 technique points per turn. Finally here, at the beginning of a battle, this unit has 0 technique points. A maximum of 4 can be stacked up. This unit will have its ninjutsu and attack increased by 60% for every technique point stacked up. That is where I thought that you could make an amazing team with him, because if you get 4 technique points, that's 240% extra ninjutsu and attack, which is an insane buff to him. But, like I said, his mystery just doesn't do that much damage. His mystery does a low percentage of damage. He has a great buff for his ninjutsu and his attack, but his mystery does not hit the way that I thought that it would hit. So anyway, let's take a look at some teams. There's actually a lot of teams that I tried out. There were none that I really loved. They just none that really synergized well for him. This is maybe my favorite couple. Like I said, a lot of different things you can do with him. So in order to get off his chase twice, his knockdown to low float chase 2 times, you have to have another Ito Tensei unit in the lineup, okay? That's why I came up with Sasori. Another person that you can use is Jinpachi. Both Sasori and Jinpachi are going to be good options for you. Jinpachi is going to give him 2 different standard attacks, as well as all the good things that Jinpachi does, and then Sasori is going to give him a shield and the additional attack and ninjutsu right off the bat in the beginning of the fight. So both of those guys are going to be really good to pair up with Jinin, okay? On top of that, then, so we got the Ito Tensei unit. We also we want somebody to get off a high combo, which is why I came up with Sage Naruto. Sage Naruto gives you a high combo with his mystery. He's a fairly tanky person that we can have up in the front there, especially with his clone right off the bat. So we can use his mystery in the second round, which would then allow us to stack up even more technique points to use Jinin's then after we generate more chakra. So, and then I got the Earth main back here. Earth main for a couple of reasons. Now, if you're going with a full Earth team, what you could do is you could use this Earth style enhancement. I'm going with Pose of Duel because it's almost the same amount, except it will affect both Sasori and Naruto as well. The Earth enhancement only helps Jinin and the Crimson Fist here, the Earth main. So if you're going the full Earth team, go with Earth style enhancement. Otherwise, I was using Pose of Duel since Jinin will have a shield right off immediately when the fight starts because of Sasori. If you're not using Sasori, you might want to go with maybe Earth style enhancement to increase his damage. If you just want the defense, that doesn't help you there. Yeah, so you're gonna want to go with one of these two. So Pose of Duel synergizes the best if you're gonna use Sasori. Okay, the double standard attack is really helpful for every character in this lineup, especially if you're running the shielding standard attack for the Earth main. So those two work out really well. Plus you give all these guys all their extra attacks, so that's helpful. Then you're going to want to use Edged Rafter, at least for this team, because of the chases. And then this bottom one is a kind of a toss-up, okay? So I'm using Guidance for this team for the extra damage, okay? You get 20% increased attack and a 40% increased combo rate, okay? I like that for the extra damage. You can go with Defense Knowledge to increase everybody on your team's defense, okay? That's going to make everybody a little bit tankier. You don't need to use Steel Body unless you're using your Earth main in the front. And then if you're not using Sasori, you could use Earth Style to go with Pose of Duel so that way you have a shield as soon as the fight starts also. If you're not going to use Sasori, if you're going to use like Jinpachi instead, you could do that. Some other things that I tried going with a barrier, so a Kazekage. So if I was using Kazekage, what I would do is I would put in Kazekage Gaara into the number 2 spot and have Jinin in the number 1 spot. And then he'd be my combo starter in the second round, and then put like Sasori right there. Okay, so I tried this team out. However, this team, the chases just don't really work out all that well. You gotta change a lot. And the good news is you do have the immobile with Kazekage Gaara, which obviously I always love. Plus you get the barrier as well, which is going to increase, and you get more shielding out of him. So this is a little bit more of a defensive team, but you also get the barrier. But like I said, it didn't quite feel as good as the Sage Naruto team that I came up with. So let's take a look at this team. I'll show it off for you guys, and then, like I said, there was no teams that I really fell in love with Jinin. I tried a lot of them, and these are the best ones that I came up with. Sasori or Jinpachi are good people to switch out in the back there, and then you can go with either the Kazekage Gaara or the this is it's gonna be a little rough. Okay, so I'm going to use Sasori's Mystery there just to get rid of the that tag on my main character. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. So I think they're gonna kill Jinin in the first round, meaning this is not gonna be a very good not going to be a very good fight to show off. Like I said, there's just no teams that I really fell in love with. Now, granted, going up against the 4th Raikage with Shisui is, not going to work out in my favor most times. So I'll target his fire main here, and Janin's dead right off the bat, so I'm gonna retreat here just so we can get a good fight to show off what Jinin can do. Obviously, if Jinin dies in the first round, there's not a lot we can show off there. So let's try this again. Who do we got this time? So this time we got another. What is going on with this? Everybody's got the 4th Raikage today, apparently. All right, so we'll retreat again. Come on. Can I get like a normal team, please? Like I said, this team, it's just really not that strong. It can't compete with teams like that. Minato, got a Shisui over here. Why does everybody have Shisui, but I don't have Shisui? Oh well. It's like a full dodge team. There we go. So we'll get that extra standard attack in. Alright, so I'm going to target the Wind main because it's the only person that I'm guaranteed to hit with my my mystery. It's tanky fire wind clones, man. Now, so we only have one technique point with Jinin from the last turn, but now after that combo we should have 2.5. Okay, so that's going to give us an extra 120, 150%. Extra 150%. So let's try it out here. Like I said, it doesn't hit. I mean, that's at 4,000 right there. That's pretty good with no barrier. But that's at the expense of a lot of defense with this team. So as you can see here, we are kind of struggling with our defense. We're dying a lot. So now what I'm going to do is let's try the Kazekage team. See if that does any better. So go with 5th Kazekage. We put him up there to hopefully eat as much damage as possible. And for this team, we got to change up a couple of things. One of the things that I changed, because we don't have enough chakra generation to use this in the first round or the second round. So I use this just for the extra shielding. We keep those shields. We're going to do... So he causes low float with his mystery. So then we need the shark for high float to knock down, and then we need he is knockdown to low float again, but we can't use that because it'll screw up our combo, so we gotta use that, I guess. I think that's what I was using before. Now again, we can go with the extra damage of guidance and pose of a duel. We're going to have a lot of shields being generated, so let's try with defense knowledge this time. It looks like we're struggling with survivability a little bit, so this time I'm going to go with a little bit of a tankier setup. So let's see how this works. This will be the slightly more defensive version, but we do have a barrier with this. So that is going to help us out with some of our damage here. Now what I can do... Okay, so I'm actually going to... I'm going to use that here so we can get rid of... Ooh, that was a pretty good one right there. That did, what, like 3,000 damage from a basic attack? That's not bad. He didn't have any technique points stacked up yet, so... We'll probably be able to kill off the fire main with Jinin's attack. His mystery in this second turn here. And this is without the extra damage from the shields. So let's see how much damage we do here. 3,900 and then 500 from the chase. I'll take that. I mean, that's not bad at all. Absolutely not bad. Does this get rid of... It does not get rid of... That's okay. So I'm going to use this here for... We get a little bit of chakra, but then we also get those shields on them. Actually, I should have saved that for next turn, so I could have gotten off Kazekage Gaara's mystery. That's okay, though. That was, again, pretty good. We got like a 3,000 damage basic attack. Like, he does do well. He just isn't quite as good as what I had hoped, if that makes sense, right? So, I thought that he was going to be a little bit better than he was. So we are going to use Kazekage Gaara's mystery on Naruto, which is going to cancel his mystery. And it'll allow us to stack up more technique points on Jinin. So there's a half a technique point, there's a whole technique point. So there's an extra whole technique point on him right there. So the next turn... I probably should have used that on Naruto. That's okay. 3,200 without the barrier. Like, if you allow him to stack up the technique points, he definitely does well. Okay. Let's go with Gaara. So we'll just do this for the extra standard attack, and then we'll win. So that team actually ended up doing a little bit better there. It's worse for Jinin's combo and him stacking up his technique points, but it's better from a survivability and a tanky perspective. Okay, you've got two really good damage dealers between Jinin and Gaara. You've got the Sasori with the shields and the buff for Jinin. You've got the barrier. You've got all the shields being generated between these two every turn. And then the mystery shielding. You also got defensive knowledge if you need more survivability. You could go with guidance if you want more attack and combo. Plus you got the immobilization. So this, again, very good team. This actually was the one that we did the best. I don't think this team would have done any better against either of those A teams. But, hey, what are you going to do? So, there we go. That is my Jinin Spotlight. Like I said, a little disappointed. He's not quite as good as I thought he was going to be. I thought if you stacked up like all his technique points that he would be close to one-shot territory where he would just like drop that hammer and do like 7,000 damage. You know, maybe if you had higher power, you can do this. But for me, his mystery's hitting right around 3,000-4,000, which don't get me wrong, is definitely good. But I don't think it's enough to really warrant building a full team around him. I think he's a good ninja to have. Definitely canceling the buffs and the shields of the standard attack is really strong. And this team isn't bad at all, but I do think there are better options that you can have. So there you go. That's my review. Thank you, everybody, for watching the whole video. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot with YouTube's algorithm when you watch the full video from start to finish with the whole watch time thing. So I cannot thank you guys enough for sticking around for the whole thing. I will see you tomorrow in the events videos. Like I said, if you want to recharge, do it today while we still have the recharge event because spending tomorrow and you can probably get some A fragments. So hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow in the next video, and peace.